Good afternoon. By the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduates. Distinguished guests, graduates and friends of the university, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to this, the 27th of the Open University's degree ceremonies being held in 2017. We're delighted to welcome the Deputy Lieutenant of Dorset, Dr. Sybil King, the High Sheriff of Dorset, Sir John Young, and the Worshipful Mayor of Poole, Councillor Lindsay Wilson, all of whom have found time in their very busy diaries to share with us today. It's also my great pleasure to welcome our honorary graduands, Mrs. Barbara Band and Mr. Ray Harrington-Vale. We're delighted to honour them today. During the past year, the Open University has awarded over 20,000 qualifications, ranging from certificates of higher education to Doctor of Philosophy. And throughout 2017, more than 8,000 graduates are being presented for their qualifications at degree ceremonies such as the one held today here in Poole. They're being held in over 12 different towns and cities throughout England, also in Belfast, Cardiff, Edinburgh and Dublin. And this illustrates the extraordinary scale, scope and reach of the Open University. Oops. So it goes without saying that today is very important. It's an important occasion in your lives, the graduates, your families and loved ones, as well as for the Open University staff, who I'm sure you will agree have nurtured and supported you throughout your studies. So given how important it is, you could be forgiven for thinking that it's just such a special occasion that you have to be really solemn. And this is the Open University, you know, so you would be so wrong. This is absolutely a celebration. You have made it, and we're here to celebrate with you today. So I shall personally be really, really unhappy if anybody comes across this stage without thunderous applause from everybody. You're going to have to work very, very hard this afternoon. I want everybody to have thunderous applause. And there are other ways of recognising your enthusiasm, so I'll just leave that to you. All sorts of noises are absolutely fine. So shall we practice then? Why don't all of today's graduates stand up for a moment so we can see you? Where are you all? Okay, all over there. So friends, families and Open University staff, let's start today's ceremony by giving our amazing graduates a huge round of applause. Okay, so you're obviously beginning to get the hang of that. Okay, guys, you can sit down for a bit. So there's another way, of course, that you can show your appreciation to your graduates. If you post messages or photos on social media, if you use the hashtag OU_ceremonies, sharing congratulations and celebratory pictures or whatever it is you would like to with the world outside, please do. And so everybody here will be able to see them, and you can be sure that we will like and retweet them too. So what's going to happen this afternoon? Today's ceremony will begin with the awarding of the honorary degree of Master of the University to Mrs. Barbara Band. Miss Rosie Jones, Director of Library Services, will present Barbara Band, and she'll sign the honorary graduates book there. After that, we'll see the presentation of those graduates who have gained higher degrees, and first degrees in Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering, and Bachelor of Laws, and have been able to attend here today. They'll be presented by Ms. Pat Atkins, Director of Student Support Team Hub in Academic Services. Next, we'll be awarding the honorary degree of Master of the University to Mr. Ray Harrington-Vale. Professor William Nuttall, Professor of Energy in the Faculty of Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics, will present Ray Harrington-Vale, and he'll also sign the graduate's book and make a reply. We'll then continue our presentation of graduates with those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees and diplomas of higher education, and have been able to attend here today. And to conclude the ceremony, I'll give a personal address to the graduates. So I won't be testing you on all that, but hopefully you'll be able to see whether we do that right or not.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates, guests, Barbara Band is a librarian and a campaigner whose commitment to reading and literacy has enriched many individual lives, enhanced her professional community and promoted the importance of libraries at the centre of school life. After studying business at the University of Westminster, Barbara embarked on a varied career in project management, consultancy and engineering. In 1990, she joined the Vine School in Basingstoke, beginning her subsequent vocation as a school librarian. She has worked as a librarian at a series of schools in Hampshire and Berkshire, supporting teachers, parents and students to promote the joy and benefits of reading. At the same time, she returned to education as a mature student, earning a first-class degree by distance learning in information and library studies from the University of Aberystwyth. With 25 years' experience of working within schools, Barbara has a deep understanding of the wider benefits of literacy, from fostering independent learning, promoting inclusion, especially for disadvantaged children, and reducing inequality, to the particular role that libraries can play in addressing these wider educational and social challenges. She is a passionate advocate for the importance of libraries, working with teachers, academics and other professional groups to promote best practice. In particular, she is a firm believer in empowering students and encouraging their sustained engagement in libraries by not just dropping in to swap books, but to participate as pupil librarians, gaining skills and experience. Barbara takes a creative and ambitious approach to student involvement, organising several world record attempts for book exchanges on National Libraries Day and setting up a National Pupil Library Assistant of the Year award. Barbara is an important national leader within her profession, serving 3 years as part of the presidential team at the Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals. She also ran a major national campaign to raise awareness of the importance of school libraries, culminating in a mass lobby for school libraries, which led to a parliamentary report and significant cross-party support. She is deeply respected and admired by her professional colleagues and was the recipient of the first ever Founders Award presented by the School Library Association. Barbara currently works as a consultant for school libraries, reading and literacy, bringing her huge wealth of experience and expertise to schools around the country on everything from library development to literacy strategies. An exceptional communicator, Barbara is sought after as a speaker, writes extensively in academic and professional journals and uses blogs and social media to share the latest research and developments. She is a powerful voice for the importance of continual learning and development within the profession. She has developed extensive training materials and massive open online courses and exemplifies this commitment to lifelong learning by continuing to study herself. She is also a committed volunteer, not just working with organisations who share her immediate interests in literacy, such as Book Trust, but also international development charities such as the Book Bus and Book Aid International. Today we recognise her ongoing and vitally important contribution to reading, literacy and education in this country. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you for the honorary degree of Master of the University, Barbara Band.
I feel extremely honoured to have been awarded this degree. Thank you very much. As you've probably guessed from my citation, I'm rather obsessive about books, reading and libraries, and I can, if necessary, happily talk about them for hours, but don't worry, I've only got 3 minutes. I haven't always been a librarian, although for as long as I can remember, I've been a reader, and one of the first places I was allowed to go to on my own as a child was the public library. I'm not sure why my careers teacher didn't suggest I become a librarian, but when I did discover the joys of the library world, the flexibility of distance learning enabled me to qualify and progress in an area that I am passionate about. None of you would have achieved what you are celebrating today without being able to read. Yet government figures show that 28% of UK adults have a literacy level that is below a GCSE pass grade, and 1 in 20 have literacy levels of a 5-year-old. In fact, 1 in 5 children cannot read well by the age of 11. Low literacy is a barrier to education, to employment, to being an active, engaged and informed member of society. We need to remove that barrier. One of the greatest gifts you can give anyone, but particularly a child, is a love of reading, turning them into somebody who voluntarily reads for pleasure, because with that comes literacy. Alongside this, I would add an enduring sense of curiosity and a desire to continue learning and exploring. Now, it may come as a surprise, but you need books to become a reader and thus increase literacy levels. Otherwise, it's a bit like trying to learn to swim without being in water. And the main source of books for most people is their school and public libraries. Even if you could afford to buy every book you're interested in, it's unlikely you'd have the space for them. Libraries, though, are so much more than books and reading. Working in education, I see firsthand the impact they have, not only in creating readers, but also on students' attainment across all subjects and how they support the well-being of young people in various ways. Their value and benefits really are priceless. So, my message to all of you, regardless of what your future holds, is to keep reading, stay curious, and support libraries. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and have been able to attend here today. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for a thesis entitled A Freudian Dream, Interpretations of a Midsummer Night's Dream by Psychoanalysts and Psychoanalytically Informed Literary Critics, and for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First-Class Honours, I present Michael Jacobs. For the degree of Master of Arts in Childhood and Youth, I present Samantha Dunn. And Emma Humphreys. For the degree of Master of Arts in Education, I present Gemma Eaton. For the degree of Master of Arts in History, I present Stuart Wakefield. For the degree of Master of Arts in Online and Distance Education, I present Julie Skeets. For the degree of Masters of Business Administration, I present Elizabeth Poole. And Nicola Vandenbroeks Nashel. For the degree of Master of Education, I present Suzanne Young. For the degree of Master of Engineering, I present Brian Hill. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Networking, I present Philip Bailey. For the degree of Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice, I present Victoria Jones. For the degree of Master of Science in Development Management, I present Wendy Doyle. For the degree of Master of Science in Mathematics, I present Eric Peasley. Pro Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Law degrees and have been able to attend here today. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with first-class honours, Jane Ainsworth. Vanessa Blease. Mickey Carstairs. Jennifer Shomerton. Caroline Cronin. Adam Drain. Emma Dunford. Laura Fisher. David Hopkins. Simon Lamoon. Philippe Rambonnet Arna. Hannah Saunders. Annika Smith. Gemma Stickland. Lucy Twigger. Rachel Williams. Nicole Watton. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Keith Allington. Louise Andrews. Sorry. Joanne Ostwick. Anne Baker. Pollyanna Barnes. Julie Barrett. Rosanara Begum. Jenny Bell. Olivia Bolton. Diana Brand. Deborah Brown. Adam Brown. Helen Brunner. Gary Butcher. Claire Butler. Nicola Campbell. Helen Carter. Tanya Cash. Paul Chandler. Anne Chilvers. Sharon Chorley. Demi Lee Churcher. Joanne Cleall. Sylvia Coles. Peter Connell. Hannah Cook. Adrian Day. Nicholas Dean. Matt Doe. Annette Eyre. Sebastian Fairhead. Richard Farmer. Joe Furman. Gary Fitch. Jerry Gallagher. Sean Galt. Pam Greening. Natalie Griffin. David Gunter. Hilary Hellier. Savita Henley. Jade Hill. David Horton. Mark Hulson. Wendy Hulton. James Jackson. Holly Jeans. Lindsay Johnson. Sean Kendall. Ben Ketteridge. Melinda Nibbs. Joanna Knowles. Anna Constantinidou. Abigail LaRue. Madeline Langston. Chris Lawrence. Renee Lima. Limbu Jogendra. Esther Lincoln. Fiona MacDonald. Mary Madigan Webb. Sarah Martin. Andrew McCallum. Shelley McShane. Celia Merwood. Marie Moorman. Laura Mosley. Georgia Mosley. Stephen Moat. Toby Mulvey. Michelle Munser. Dawn Oak. Leanne Oldham. Elizabeth Parr. Richenda Power. Sean Robbins. Megan Ralston. Daniel Rowan. Sharon Sampson-Jones. Matt Sharman. Christine Smith. Julie Smith. Lisa Spraggins. Philip Such. Naveen Suri. Yvonne Symes. Suzanne Tavender. Stacey Taylor. Kirsty Thompson. Donna Trevitt. Cynthia Walkley. Anne Wikramaratne. Rebecca Willis. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Desislava Angelova. My apologies, Angelova. Nicola Goodway. Anne Hadfield. Henry Roder. Elaine Stewart. Tracy Woolfall. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with First Class Honours, I present James Hill. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, I present Andrew Ballum. And Jonathan Watkins. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with First Class Honours, I present Sorrel Kenny. And Abigail Massey. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, I present Leanne Baker. Lisa Delahunty. Emily Hutchings. Barbara Joshimek Ejen. Sorry. Mike Arrowsmith. Patrick Apoku. Rakana Pattison. Robert Price Powell. Charlotte Randall. Matthew Smith.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates, guests. Raymond Harrington Vale is a campaigner, conservationist and educator whose long career in the voluntary sector, especially working for environmental causes, has been a profound influence in his local community. Ray has long believed in the importance of volunteering and community involvement and, as a young man in London, gained practical experience working with youth groups, radio stations, and a drop-in centre for the homeless. After moving to Exeter, he continued these diverse interests, managing a variety of community projects, including a lunch club for the elderly, a youth club, and a play group. At the same time, however, he became increasingly focused on environmental concerns, working with both the voluntary and public sector. He established the local Friends of the Earth group and drafted the city's Charter for the Environment. Ray returned to education to study conservation management and environmental protection at the Farnborough College of Technology. After completing his qualifications, he combined his interests in the environment, conservation, and youth work as a park ranger. Ray was one of the pioneers of recycled paper in this country, first through his own business, and then as a founder member of the Association of Recycled Paper Suppliers. Deeply interested in the importance of consumer behaviour and spending, he supported the first Green Consumer Week and advocated the author John Button's series of trailblazing texts on the green movement, including Green Pages, the first directory of green products, services and resources. Since moving to the Isle of Wight in the late 1990s, Ray has been instrumental in local efforts to encourage sustainability through social action. He founded the Footprint Trust to help local people reduce their environmental impact through improving energy efficiency, increasing recycling, and promoting conservation. The Footprint Trust runs several schemes to encourage people to care for their local surroundings, including an Adopt a Garden program, as well as a hugely popular local festival to celebrate sustainability. The Trust has a particularly close relationship with schools through workshops and conservation projects, and established the UK's first upcycling cafe as a drop-in centre for young people. The Trust also supports those affected by fuel poverty, helping people to reduce energy bills and providing free, energy-efficient white goods. The Trust has received a Community Action Award for the Environment and a Queen's Award for Voluntary Service, while Ray himself has been named a Heat Hero by National Energy Action. Ray has also continued his sustainability advocacy and community leadership on the Isle of Wight. His focus is as much about people as it is about the environment. He is a director of Wight Community Energy, a community project established to deliver renewable energy, promote energy efficiency, and improve the energy supply. Ray devotes much effort, for example through the Monergy project, to helping the educationally excluded better understand their energy bills and hence obtain better deals in the energy market. He also serves on the board of the Riverside Centre, a charity for people with disabilities, and is a former director of the credit union. Ray has advised numerous local businesses, as well as the local council, on environmental policies and procedures. His commitment to sustainability and meaningful community involvement is an outstanding example to us all and a salient reminder of the power and importance of local action with global impact. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you for the honorary degree of Master of the University, Raymond Harrington Vale.
Well, I would just like to say how privileged I feel to be here today as part of your celebration. And I've been to one of these ceremonies once before when my wife, who sat over there, got her degree. And I know how hard it is for many people to have made this journey and the sacrifices that you've had to make and the great help that you've had from your family in getting here today. And knowing that story, I thought you might like to know a bit of my story of how I got involved in education. And you might think, oh, well, you probably left school, went to university, and that's why you set up an educational charity, but it would be quite far removed, and in fact, I think quite similar to some of your stories. Because my time at school, I have to say, wasn't the happiest day of my life, despite my great uncles and uncles telling me that whenever I complained about it. And many of you will share that. You say, well, yeah, it's supposed to be the best days of my life. Actually, the best day was when I left. And then I went out and earned a thing called money. You know, that was quite good, wasn't it, in itself? And I would like to share one particular thing because I managed to get to about 8.5 at school. I think I started school at 4.5. And by the time I was 8.5, they realised a whole load of us hadn't learnt to read, write, or do anything else much. And we hadn't learnt to bunk off by then, so we were still fairly well behaved. And they had to do something about that, and quite rightly so. They brought in a teacher to help us. You think the story's going to get better now, don't you? But it actually didn't, because this particular teacher thought that the way of helping and inspiring 8.5, 9-year-olds was to tell us on a daily basis, in this special class, that we were the divvy class. And she would grab us by the hair, dig her nails in the back of our necks, and generally shout and humiliate us, which really wasn't very good. And luckily, that was the final straw for my parents. They moved me to another school. But despite that, I had a passion to learn. And one good thing that happened at my school is one day we did something very strange. We went out of the school and we went to the local park to dip in the local stream. Now, I went to the local park every Sunday and did that. And I had the Ladybird book of pond life. Anyone else got that book? Yeah, we've all got Ladybird books. It's a brilliant book. I just bought it on eBay. Don't buy it on Amazon. It was a tenner on there. But no, I got that book only the other day because it is, I want to say it was my favourite book, but it was the book that inspired me to learn all about the wildlife that lived in the rivers and ponds around the area of South London in which I was growing up. And I took control of that class. The teacher didn't know any of the creatures, and I was able not only to tell all the names of all the creatures that we caught, including what a stickleback was. Yeah, you all know what a stickleback was, don't you? Yeah, it's one of those little fish. It was a question on Millionaire a few years ago, and the guy didn't know, and I was shouting at the television because I knew what a stickleback was. And I think Chris Tarrant probably knew as well, being an angler. And for me, for once at school, I actually knew, and I also knew about food webs, and I told all the children what eats what, because that's what children want to learn, isn't it? What eats what, yeah? When I learnt to pond dip properly at Farnborough, they said, when you've got children, don't put animals in different pots that might eat each other because it'll upset them. You don't know kids, do you? Upsets the parents, doesn't upset the children. They like a bit of death and mayhem. Yeah, that's true. Also, other things happened when I was a kid. Our drains all blocked up. That's good fun, isn't it? You've all had that. That's what happens if you put things down the loo that are not flushable, like a cat or something. Anyway, that caused all our sewerage system to back up in our road. Now, my mates were playing football on the green. Now, I'm going to get a confession here. I hate football. I hate sport. I don't do anything like that. I know that may come as a surprise, me looking so athletic and stuff, but I'm really not into it. I went and asked the guys from Thames Water what had happened, and they explained to me that somebody had put stuff down the sewer and it caused it to block. And you've all seen that on the telly recently with those big fatbergs and stuff. And I wanted to know, as all the young people want to know in the congregation today, what happens to poo when it goes down the loo? And my colleagues at work said, you're not going to say that at the Open University graduate. Well, I might do. I just might say that. Because I say that every assembly I go into on the Isle of Wight, because what we've got to try and do is make education a bit fun, and particularly for those people that maybe don't get on too well in it. And I did find out what happens to poo when it goes down the loo. And in fact, that's the workshop that I run in island schools for Southern Water. My job on the Isle of Wight is very much about helping people in fuel poverty, because a few years ago we had a rather high-flying report called the Ecological Footprint Analysis of the Isle of Wight. That rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Well done to Imperial College London for coming up with that. And I helped write it, so I can't be too rude about it, but it's a bit boring, I have to be honest with you. Just flick to the back page, that's got the best bits. What it tells you in that report is that the ecological footprint of the Isle of Wight is 2.5 times the Earth's share of the island. And if everyone lived as we do on the Isle of Wight, we'd need a planet 2.5 times the size. In Britain as a whole, about 3 times the size. America, Trumpland, about 7 times. Turkey and Cuba, they actually have a footprint of about 1. So it's a lovely report, but what do we do? Do we go back 10 years and then, time and say, oh, well, it's got worse? As a consequence of that report, we set up the Footprint Trust to reduce the ecological footprint. But how do you do that? The Guardian readers will all do it. We know that. You're all Guardian readers, aren't you? You've all been banned from reading the Daily Mail. You're not allowed to quote that in any of your stuff, are you? You get shot if you do that. But no, the Guardian readers read about it. But how do you get the ordinary, everyday person to start thinking about the environment? Your biggest impact on this planet, generally speaking, is your household. So if you're signing petitions on Facebook and liking stuff and you haven't insulated your house, and you're still having 10-minute showers, give up on the Facebook liking business. That's what you need to do. So we embarked on a programme way back in 2003, funded by the European Union, thought I'd mention that, to help people reduce their footprint. Going to people's homes, getting them free insulation, helping them learn how to use their energy systems, and using the dreaded night storage heaters, which every younger student here will be familiar with. And we've had an impact. We see about 1,000 people a year and we help them. We run, as Professor Bill said, the Monergy workshops in job centres, helping younger people learn about their energy bills and the cost of running things, and then making decisions on how to stay in budget. Lastly, I would like to thank the Open University for giving me this honorary degree, and for the Pro-Vice-Chancellor for letting me come here today and address you all. Thank you.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, continuing the presentation of graduates, I shall now present those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees and diplomas of higher education and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme, by the way. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours, Laura Carter. Sophie Cooper. Susie Dean. Daniel Eisenhandler. Susan Finlayson. Stephen Futcher. Benjamin Heckford. Claire Calloway. Hugh Llewellyn. Claire Manning. Deborah Mitchell. David Neal. John Phillips. Stephen Philpotts. Kerry Prest. Michael Stokes. Joe Taylor. Michelle Turner. Jacqueline Williams. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Karine Alexander. Josie Allender. Katrina Atkinson. Gina Oward. Do that. Joe Bader. Stephanie Barter. Helen Baptiste. Fiona Beaumont. Robert Bishop. Amy Blackman. Debbie Bazisto. Emma Bradbury. Sarah Brecken. Fiona Campbell. John Claridge. Matthew Cortis. Fiona Crook. Wayne Curtis. Catherine Darby. Gemma Louise Doyle. Ian Duncan. Jacqueline Evans. John Evans. Wendy Farmer. Mel Fludder. Anne Follis. Kelly Greening. Sorrel Griggs. Paul Hartley. Alan Haynes. Aaron Hitchcock. Chelsea Howell. Lisa Jones. Penelope Jones. Susie Jones. Sam Joyce. Connor Liddell. Christine Loader. Edward Longdon. Sarah Mainstone. Claire McCarthy-Reid. Simon Middle. Harry Montacute. Stephen Neal. Jason Nicholson. Caroline Norman. Maureen Olson. Amy Peach. Christina Phillips. Christopher Piercy. Isabel Place. Adam Plenty. Sarah Powers. John Reed. Emily Rees. Jennifer Richardson. Esther Rogers. Brian Rudman. Amy Shave. Claire Shipley. Rebecca Shipley. Natalie Starr. Kate Stewart. Sarah Sturdy. Jessica Tandy. Tina Taylor. Adam Tiller. Joanne Warman. Paul Wells. Paul Winkworth. Joanne Yates. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours and Bachelor of Arts, I present Richard Hindson. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Margaret Claridge. Sally Deacon. Michael Martin. Stephen Moody. Charlotte Oatley. Judith Pilliner. David Robinson. Laura Walton. For a foundation degree, I present Paul Brayshaw. Abby Collins. Tony Lennon. Rebecca Moyes. Leslie Parkhouse-Jones. Sharina Ramsell. Elliot Tovey. George Vincent. And for the Diploma of Higher Education, I present Nicola Brown. Lisa Hindle. Michael Howes. Erica Karuk. Rachel Leonard. Laura Taylor.
Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Except for the last person, really sorry about that. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's been a very special day for everybody that has just received, after a huge amount of hard work, their degrees, honorary or otherwise. And it's a very special day actually for all of us up on the stage as well, because we just love to see the products of the work that these guys have put in on the stage here in terms of preparing your courses and so on and supporting you through your studies. So it's just wonderful to see those mostly happy faces coming across. Some just nervous, and some mostly just relieved it's over. And some people couldn't remember what their degree was in when I asked them, which was quite interesting. Anyway, just take a deep breath now, graduates. You are now graduates of the Open University, and it takes a very special kind of person to sit where you are sitting now. There are all sorts of wonderful and inspiring stories. Several of you told me that you couldn't have done this without your family, or how difficult it had been, and so on and so on. But the point is, you did it. You've made it. So here we are in Poole, and Poole and the surrounding area is home to some big celebrities, as I'm sure you know, lots of successful people in their various chosen professions. Some of them are academic and some less so. There are some big names, including authors, John le Carré and J.R.R. Tolkien, and there are famous musicians and entertainers such as Mantovani and Roy Castle have lived here, to name but a few. So how very appropriate it is that we're celebrating your academic achievements here today in Poole. You're all unique, there's no doubt about that, but you've got one thing in common, and it's something that you should be immensely proud of. You now have official membership of a very exclusive group of people. It's exclusive, but there's quite a few in it, actually. Being a graduate of the Open University means a lot of things in life, and it signifies a lot about the journey that you've been on to get here. It's a mark of quality. It shows that you learned from academics who are leaders in their fields and who contribute to your courses, making your qualifications particularly competitive and of a very high standard. And as some of you told me on the stage just now, quite hard. And of course, employers really rate the Open University. Over 30,000 businesses and organisations in the UK have chosen us to train their staff. A government survey found that employers perceived part-time students to be, let's see whether you recognise this, hard-working, committed and requiring discipline. And they recognised the importance of supporting their employees' study aspirations, with nearly 70% asserting that part-time education is important for their businesses. So an OU qualification is something to be very proud of, something well recognised and well respected. So if you're hoping for a new job or promotion following your qualification, you can remind your employer of that. It's also a sign of your personality. It shows commitment, dedication and perseverance against the odds. It shows you're capable of fulfilling your dreams no matter what obstacles appear in your way. It shows courage to start studying something new and to see it through, however long it takes, to finish with success. Open University students really are like no others. And each one of you is extraordinary, But together, you're even more extraordinary. I believe that you're probably the most amazing body of graduates anywhere in the UK. In fact, today, all of you, with your friends and supporters, are probably sharing this auditorium with the most extraordinary people you're ever likely to meet. For family, friends and supporters, you know the incredible efforts that your graduate went to achieving their qualification. But many of you, and many of our graduates today, won't actually know very much about the other graduates and just how amazing you all are together as a body. So let's take a little moment to show ourselves why. Now, from here it looks very dark over there, but hopefully you can see each other. I'm going to ask our graduates a few questions so we can discover a little bit more about them. So if you can raise your hands if yes is the answer to any of these. Who was employed or did voluntary work at some stage during their study? Oh, yeah, I'm sure you can see that. Lots and lots of hands, okay. And who helped to bring up a family during study? And who cared for parents or other dependents during study? And I know many of our graduates have studied with a declared disability too. Now, some disabled students, of course, are naturally unable to attend, so the numbers of students with disabilities studying with us are probably higher than you'd think. We have over 22,000 students currently studying with us with disabilities. Now, that's not only more students with a disability than any other university, it's actually more students than most universities have altogether. And as you saw, almost every student here has needed to fulfill some other obligation alongside their study. You saw that from the forest of hands just now. Compare that with students at conventional or ordinary universities, as I like to call them, whose extra duties may extend to the sports team or possibly the student bar. Your efforts are just so much greater. You are members of a university that believes where you start in life shouldn't limit where you go. Let me share a small frustration I have over the words that are sometimes used to describe students like you. OU students are often described as part-time students. Do you feel like you were part-time? It's more like double or triple time, isn't it? With the OU, you've been on a really, really tough shift, juggling life and study with all those other commitments. But you know what? There is something tougher than being an OU student, and that's living with one. See, they know. And many of you, actually, as you came across that stage today, you pointed out to your friends and family, and some of you told me about how your achievements belong to them at least as much as to you. So let's take a moment, shall we, to acknowledge the support of your family and friends who are celebrating with you today. They've been with you every step of the way. Let's thank them for supporting you, for standing by you. So graduates, can you... So they do appreciate you, really. Can we also thank that other vital group that helped you get you here today? That's the OU's wonderful academics. And so you're all absolutely special. But you're also special because of the quality of the university you've just graduated from and the standards that we set. Standards that we know employers recognise and value. 13,000 employers regularly invest in our courses, from small companies, local authorities and government to sector giants such as IBM and the NHS. A government survey found that employers perceive these part-time students to be very hard-working, committed and requiring discipline, as I've already said. So an OU qualification is something to be really proud of, recognised and well respected. So please just do remind your employers if you're looking for that new job. Let's tell you a little bit more about the OU that you may be less familiar with. In 2013, the OU led the way in digital innovation, and we set up the UK's first platform for massive open online courses, otherwise known as MOOCs, free learning for the world. It's an initiative called FutureLearn, which is the Open Universities. Since it was set up, it's brought in over 6 million learners globally. Many of you will also be familiar with our partnership with the BBC. Whenever you see that OU shield at the end of a TV programme, you can be sure there'll be something extra to learn. Did you see the recent OU BBC Two programme, The Search for a New Earth? It was a landmark programme in which Professor Stephen Hawking enlists the experts to explore if and how humans can reach for the stars and relocate to different planets. Exciting destinations for sure. And who's seen Blue Planet 2? Anybody? Yes. It's on iPlayer, you can still see it. All of that unique footage is available for the Open University to use in its courses, and our academics help to write those scripts. And we're doing wonderful work with those who need our help the most. Recently, the Open University's English in Action project, delivered in collaboration with Cambridge Education, won the prestigious Pioneer Award. This innovative 10-year project changes the way that children, young people and adults in Bangladesh learn English. So what about research at the Open University? When we took part in the most recent UK exercise to assess university research, it showed that 75% of the Open University's research was marked as either world-leading or internationally excellent. And this research really captures the public imagination. We're incredibly proud of our contribution to recent space exploration. The story this year has been the controlled crashing of the Cassini-Huygens space probe. That mission has transformed our understanding of the second largest planet in our solar system, Saturn, with its vast ring system and its unique moons. The scientific legacy of the mission will extend long beyond its fiery end in the clouds of Saturn. Did you know that the Open University built some of the instruments on that spacecraft, and our scientists are still analysing, with colleagues at NASA and elsewhere, the data, and those results will be appearing in Open University courses over the next many years. So as you can see, you are a member of a university that is a world leader in technology, in innovation, and in helping people to learn. And you will always be a member of that university. You can't escape. Our movement of millions, mission of one. So today you join a community of Open University alumni around the world. The OU has been at your side throughout your studies, and today we give you a new commitment to stay with you on your lifelong journey. We'll share with you our Students First strategy, which is an even stronger focus on students and new opportunities to study. We promise to help you develop your professional career, and as we learn more in your chosen fields of study, we promise to share with you our latest research. Our motto, on the crest behind me, is live and learn. Sorry, no it isn't, it's learn and live. Oops. That is something that all Open University graduates embody as soon as they step back out into their busy lives. Because we are the people who open up the future of learning. Continue to learn, continue to live. You've proven great skills and great ability. Be confident that you can change the world around you now for the better. So because you're part of a vast network of people as extraordinary as you are, make your voice heard. You can join our Alumni Careers group on LinkedIn to share your professional experiences and make new connections. Try a free online course on Open Learn or Future Learn. And when you've had a little pause to recover, perhaps come back to us to study for another qualification. Some of you are already studying again. I was really pleased to hear just now. So you've probably already been congratulated by members of our alumni tea outside in the foyer. But if you didn't get a chance to meet them today, they'll be in touch with you to tell you about what our Alumni Association can offer for you, as well as ways in which you can give back to the university through our Open Up the Future campaign, helping us to open up opportunity and lives for many more people. Because when you leave today, you do become an ambassador for the Open University and all that it stands for. Its values of social justice, equality and education, and for knowledge to be open to all. Share your experiences with others you know. Tell people what your OU journey has meant to you. and what it could mean for them. Perhaps you've seen our inspiring TV adverts running now until the end of November that bring so vividly to life the trials and jubilations of being an OU student. But we know that for potential students, a word of recommendation from an OU student or graduate is better than any commercial. You're our best advert, and we hope that you are proud to say, "I studied there." So in a moment, the proceedings will end and the ceremonial party will process out. Please do join me and our honorary graduates and the rest of the processing party outside the auditorium so we can congratulate you in person. And if you have a chance, do tweet your something about the day today, OU_ceremonies. So can I ask one last time for all our graduates to stand and for everyone here to join me in giving them a final huge round of applause. Congratulations, you have earned that. The proceedings of this degree ceremony have now been completed, and I now declare this meeting of congregation closed. Would all of those who are able to stand please do so?
you.